My name is Guja Richard, a student of IT, taking a Linux examination. I'm going to start with question 1, part A, which says, show the processes running on your machine. So to show the processes running on the machine, I'm going to use the command called ps. As you can see, these are the processes running on my machine. I'm having the bash and the ps. Part B says, sort the running processes by memory usage so that the most memory hungry processes appear at the top. So for this question, let me use top. So as you can see, these are all the processes in which the most memory hungry processes are appearing at the top. Now let me stop with the processes. Part C, restrict the display to show only processes owned by you. So I should restrict the display to show only processes owned by me. So for this case, let me first of all clear. So for this case, let me use ps. So what this command does, it displays all the processes that are being run by me. As you can see, my working directory is po and all those. So that's what is happening. Then part D, it says, try killing one of your processes. Make sure it's nothing important. Okay, let me first of all create a process. Let me say sleep. It is a process. Sleep. Assuming sleep in 1000 seconds. So let me terminate it. So there I've stopped it. So now if I list the processes going on, you see that I'm having sleep as the fourth activity. So now I want to kill it. So by killing it, the way to kill it is doing a kill percentage. Then I add the PID number. PID number, it is on the left, the first number. So as you can see, sleep, the PID number for sleep is 2331. And I press enter. Kill. Enter. Okay. So kill that code. Kill percentage 2331. Okay, so let us continue. Kill 2331. Okay, let's continue. I'll get back to that. So another question is, display a list of all processes running on the machine. So I should display a list of all processes running on the machine. So for this, when I use ps, this ps, okay, let me first of all clear so that things are clear. Okay. I'm on part E, display a list of all processes running on the machine. So I'm going to use this command, ps. So ps will display all the processes running on the machine. Those are all the processes running on my machine. Then part so as you can see, another code, another command, clear, which is a ps -ef. It is displaying all the processes that are running on my machine, be it in the root, be it in poll, be it in my home directory, be it in the root directory. So the all processes are shown. So another part is another question, get the same listing as a tree. So they want me to get the same listing as a tree. So for this, I only have to say ps tree. So as you can see, I'm given all of the processes as a tree. So part G says have sort the output by system time used. So what he wants is to show the processes sorted depending on the time used. So this will be PS AUX X, and then each day should be sorted. So sort equals to start. Sorry, should be start. So as you can see, those are all processes shown, but they are sorted depending on the time used. Depending on the time used. Let me try to scroll a little bit to the top. So now let's go to the other question. So part H, find out what permissions are set on my home directory. Can other users access files inside it? So let me first of all see in which path am I. So I'm in home POM. So I should see the permissions in my home directory. So let me go back a little. So when I go back a little, I'm in a home directory, and I should see the processes or the permissions in my home directory. Let me go back a little to the root. So I've gone back to the root because the root will have the home, and by long listing all the files and directories in the home, in the root, I'll be able to see what the home is, what the permissions it's having. So in long listing format, I'll use ls-l. So as you can see, that command will list all the files and the directories in the root, but in a long listing format. So when you look for home, trying to look for directory home. This is home. As you can see, that is home, and it is a directory. So when you look at home, you have the user, others, and groups. So the user can read, can write, can execute. The groups, other groups can read, but they cannot write, but they can execute. And then others, they can read, they cannot write, they can execute. So that's what it is in home. Okay. So another question. So the question was, can other users access files inside it? Can others access files inside it? So as you can see, home, this is home. Can others access files inside it? So now others, these are the last part: read, write, execute. So can they access them? Probably yes, because they can read the files, meaning they can access them. Another question is, if your home directory is inaccessible to you, meaning me, then change permissions to allow other people to read files inside it. Otherwise, change it so that they can't. If your home directory is inaccessible to you, then change the permissions to allow other people to read files inside it. Otherwise, then change it so that others cannot access it. So the way to handle this, so as we see, the home, others, they can access it because they can read and they can execute, only that they can't write. So I'm going to change the permissions in this home directory by using the change mode. So I will say sudo change mode. Then I will use this R for recursive, and then as 777 the directory is home. Enter. Sudo change mode -R 777. The directory is home. So they are saying that sudo is word writable, no values were found, quitting, unable to initialize, meaning the permissions are already there. I'll also try this mode. Okay. So let me make this clear. As you can see, home, people can read, the owner can read, can write, can execute. The group, they can read, they cannot write, they cannot execute. Others can read, cannot write, cannot execute. Okay, let's continue. So just says check the permissions on bin and the bin ls and satisfy yourself that they are reasonable. So let me to check the permissions. Let me check the permissions for. Okay, let me check the permissions. I've checked the permissions using this format, the long listing format, and then let me check the permissions for a folder called bin. Wait a moment. So now let me long list L in the root. So now long list all the materials in the root. I'll set the result we call the bin. So this is the bin. So when we check the permissions in the bin. So now if you look at the bin has the read, write, execute. That's the user. The group has the read, write, execute, and then the read, write, execute, which is okay because it has full access. One can read, one can write, one can execute in all corners. So the next thing we have to do, the next folder have to do, they want us to check the permissions for bin ls. So let me long list. So they want me to take permissions for bin ls. So now permissions for bin ls, since I'm the root, I'll change directory to bin. So now when I change the directory to bin, so now this is what is in the bin. So since I'm in the bin, so I should long list. I should long list all the contents of bin, but most especially the one to the ls. So and it's a folder. This is what I'll do. So I'm in the root. Let me change directory to home. change directory to home. So after changing directory to home, let me long list. So I should long list ls hyphen l ls function l, all those in the bin. That's what the question is saying. In the bin ls bin, then ls. It should work. Okay. Okay, this is a mistake I was doing. I was not leaving a space. So as you can see, when you long list elements of the bin, this is what is happening. It is showing us the permissions: read, write, and execute. Read, write, and execute. It's in the root, the date it was created. So as you can see, these are the permissions, and the permissions are okay with me. I'm satisfied. I believe that everybody should be able to search in the bin, read, write, and execute. So let me go to this, insert the next. So as you can see, lsl bin ls, this is its permissions. The user can read, can write, can execute. The group can read, they cannot write, but they can execute, which is okay. Others can read and can execute, and which is also okay. I agree with that. That is J. And then let's go to part K. Check the permissions available on etc password and etc shadow. So now to check the permissions, I'm going to use the long list L. So this will be etc password. So as you can see, that's what is happening. ls etc password. The user can read, can write, can execute. Others can read, can write, can execute. Others can read, and other people and the groups, they can all read, write, and execute. It's in the root created in this date. So I also want us to check the permissions for etc shadow. etc, so this should be shadow. Yes, as you can see, the directory etc and the directory shadow has these permissions: reading, write, and execute to each and every user or person on the PC. So let me go to J. That was J. That was K. Then L says write one command which would allow people to browse through your home directory and any subdirectories in it and read all the files. Okay. They're telling us to create the following shell script called forever in your home directory. So they want to create the shell script called forever in the home directory. So to create a script, we must use an editor, and I'm going to use the VI editor. So I say VI. Let me make it clear. So VI. So then what follows is the name of the editor and the name of the script. So they want me to call it forever. So it's called forever. So forever.sh. So as you can see, I've opened the VI editor, and that has to, they've given some code to put. So I should first of all put it in the insert mode. So this is the code I should put in. hash bin, then sh, while 1. This is a while loop for those who know programming. Do echo to print hello, dev null, I terminate, and then I should say done. So they want me to make it executable and run it on the background as follows. So I should make it executable. So making it executable, I should save it. Let me first of all save it. Escape colon WQ. So now I should make it executable. So now making any script executable. So making any script executable, I don't have to add bash and then its extension. So this is what I should do. Bash. The name was forever dot sh. Let's search for a directory. Only because I've used another script, but this is how we make it executable. This is how we make any scripting, any shell script executable. Now let me go to part N. Part N says check the free disk space on the computer. So checking the free disk space on the computer, I should press DF. So DF will show me all the disk spaces. To shows me the available space, they used in percentage, they used in normal values, mounted on which disk are they mounted on. So the DF will do all that stuff. And then the last question, the last part for number 1 says display just the usage information for the partition that contains USR. Display this in human readable units. So they want me to display just the usage information for the partition that contains USR. So I use this command df displays -h as first C. So when I use this command df -h to display all of them, as you can see. But then the question wants us to display for only the partition in the directorate USR. So as you can see, I've done df h, and then this is the directorate, meaning I've specified which to show. So it is mounted on dev SDS7. This is its size. So I used the 5.2 gigagrams available. This uses 75%, then mounted on. That's end of question 1. Thank you very much.